I heard a quote recently that really impacted me. It's caused me to think a lot. And so I thought I would share it with you because I bet you it'll cause you some revolutionary thoughts in your own life. It said this: people don't learn from being lectured to. They learn through experiences and inspired questions. Now, I suggest that you actually write down that quote and post it by your computer. Let me say it to you again. People don't learn from being lectured to. They learn through experiences and inspired questions. Now, here's the thing. I'm sitting here on a live lecturing to you about this subject, and I totally recognize the irony of that. If you want to put comments in here, we can have some conversation going back and forth. But until I see those, hey, sorry, I'm going to lecture to you a bit. The question that I have is this: how can you apply this concept in your teaching, training? But besides teaching and training, there's a lot of places you can apply this. You can apply this in increasing engagement with your emails. You can apply this with your social media. How do you get people to better respond to you? You can apply it in your marketing. You can apply it in all kinds of areas in your life and your business. And so let's explore a few of those for just a moment with some examples of what has come to my mind as I thought about this. So how can we improve? How can we give people more experiences? How about this one? Ask people to submit an assignment and then you give them feedback. One of my friends, Anne LaFollette, when she does her launches, she has people actually create a design, and I won't explain everything about her launch, but she has people create a design, and then as part of her actual launch, she goes through, picks several of those that she can give good feedback on, brings that person online, live on Zoom, puts their design up on the screen, and then gives them direct feedback on how they can improve their design. Well, let's talk about how that becomes experiential. Two ways. Number one, in order to be able to enter the contest, whatever, to be able to be considered to be up there, people had to actually create a design, which is what her entire program is about, is here's how to create designs. But then secondly, they get to watch one person get this amazing feedback from her, and then they say, oh, here's how I can improve my design using those same principles. Even though they may not be the person actually receiving the design on camera, they get the value of what they're seeing there. So I strongly recommend anytime you can have people in a course, in a launch, in all kinds of things, submit something and then you're giving them feedback. It's much more powerful than just answering their questions. Next, contest with reasons for winners. Now, when I say a contest, I'm not talking a sweepstakes here. This is not a put in your email address and you got a chance to win an iPad. This is send in something. You know, if you teach people how to write, okay, write a poem and then submit it, and we're going to give the winner of this contest X. And then you give them back, here's the winners, and here's why these were exceptional. Notice what you're doing here. You're showing what good work looks like. Wouldn't it have been nice if back in high school and junior high school and even college, when a teacher gave you an assignment, as they gave you that assignment, they would actually show you what good work looked like. Revolutionary thought. All they do is give us the assignment. They don't tell us what they're looking for. They don't tell us what a good one will look for. They just give it to us, and then you submit it and hope it doesn't come back with a big letter C on it or an F. Or an A. If you got an A, it's like, okay, I guess I got lucky. I did a good job of writing this or creating this. One of my favorite professors, his tests were all 3 essay questions. And what he did is every time he gave that test, he put the best answers on reserve at the library. And so you could go and read A answers on all those questions. Now, you didn't know whether he was going to select that question to be on this next test, but what it did is it gave you a very clear indication of this is what a good answer is. Now, how do we apply this? What you're doing, if you're in the business of helping people achieve transformations in your life, you're oftentimes asking them to do something differently than they've done in the past. All right, show them what good looks like, and then ask them to submit theirs, and then give feedback that says, this was really good. This met the criteria of being good or being great. Okay, next, experiential. How about creating breakout rooms where people coach each other? So what we oftentimes do is have people ask questions and we give answers. Well, what if we created breakout rooms where you put 4 people in a room and give each one a chance to ask their question and get feedback from everybody else? Now realize that takes it down to the lowest common denominator, that everyone there has similar levels of knowledge. And so you have to have taught the principles first so they understand it, so they can give quality answers to each other. But think about the value out of that versus just sitting and listening to someone answer all their questions. How about this one? A leaderboard. Come up with some set of assignments that as they're going through your program, they're submitting these assignments, and you give people points that stack up to a leaderboard, and the winners of the leaderboard, or everyone who gets above a certain number of points, gets this bonus. What that does is it causes the people who are taking your course to actually do the work during the course, as opposed to, I'm just going to watch all these videos, which means they probably never will finish the course. This way, they're actually doing the work, and you're rewarding them for doing the work that creates the transformation. So you're rewarding transformation. How about this one? Similar to that is, instead of a leaderboard, give them a reward for doing whatever. So let's say, again, back to a course. Let's say you've got a program, you've got 6 assignments in it. If you complete 4, you get this bonus. If you complete 5, you get this bonus. You complete all 6, you get this bonus. And you reward them again for achieving the thing that you're wanting them to do. In this meeting where I heard this quote, I watched this process of people don't learn from being lectured to, people learn by experiences and by inspired questions. I watched this process play out in the different, so the person who gave that quote modeled that behavior versus the others in that meeting. So the others, someone would ask a question, they would give their well thought out, amazing answer. What she would do is when someone asked a question, she would say, what do you guys all think? And then the people in the audience raised their hand, said things. And this was a meeting of 300 people live sitting in a room. People would say things. And then when someone made an excellent point, she would draw out the points that she wanted from that and then summarize with an amazing summary that what ended up happening is everything that I wrote down in my moleskin of real quality from that meeting came from her. She modeled the process of asking inspired questions to get the answers for the people in the audience. Now, some of those questions required an expert answer. So give the expert answer and then ask people, how can you apply this? And let them participate and get back to you. So leading a discussion instead of directly answering the question. Another experiential thing. Think about it. When you were growing up, when mom or dad or grandma and grandpa or aunt or uncle would say, hey, come sit beside me. Let me read you this story. And you pat the couch beside you. Little kids, we all did it. We go, oh, Yeah, we run over and we sit down and we snuggle up next to whoever it is while they read us a story. This process of telling a story is ingrained in us. From our very earliest days, we love hearing a story. Telling a story is an experiential activity. Then another one. So a lot of people have programs where they'll have a Q&A call on a regular basis. That's great. Again, people are asking questions of the expert. But what if instead of having a Q&A call every time, some of them are mastermind calls where someone asks a question and then you do what the woman did that I explained later. You open it up to the group to answer the questions. They help each other. Maybe you set a 5-minute timer, 6-7-minute timer. At the end of that, then you add anything that either supports the messages that were given or that should have been given that wasn't. That way they still get the value of your expertise, but they're participating in making the process work. We all learn better. We all get more out of it. So I invite you to go back to this concept. People don't learn by being lectured to. They learn through experiences and inspired questions. How can you implement these in your emails, your social media, your marketing, your launches, your courses? I encourage us all, write that up on your whiteboard and spend some time thinking how you could really apply it. I would love to see your applications in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.